Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Ben, this is Adventure Theory, and I'm gonna help you know before you go. We are in the Valley of Fire State Park in Nevada. So we just did the fire wave. The next thing we're gonna see here in the Valley of Fire State Park, Nevada is called Mouse's Tank. This is where the petroglyphs are, and I love petroglyphs. It's only 3/4 of a mile out and back. So even though this trail is really short at Mouse's Tank, it's super duper soft sand, which is not fun to walk through. Okay, it looks like we found our first panel, at least the first one I've noticed, right here on the left, not far down the trail. Shame you can't fly a drone here because all the images on this rock you really can't see very well unless you were up looking down. So that's unfortunate. So, not at all marked that there's panels here. So, thanks for that, Nevada. No trail markers for where the points of interest are. And what's really, really sad about this is you're not supposed to touch the petroglyphs at all, but it kind of tempts people to. You can climb up this ridge, just right here, just a little ways, to try to see them better. But ultimately, without a drone, you can't really get good images of this panel in particular. So it's going to tempt people to walk on them. Now, evidently, at least according to the old lady down at the visitor center, there's supposed to be over 800 petroglyphs in this area, the Mouse Tank Trail. So we're not going to try to see them all because that's just a lot. And I only have a little bit of time. My family's waiting for me in the car, so we're just gonna go down the trail more and hope that there's better panels to see farther down. Just as I'm walking down, look up on this wall. Ton of petroglyphs, really faded. But this whole wall is covered. Check this out. Really, really faded and really high up. So there's just no way to get a good image without a good telescopic lens. And even with one of those, there's not a lot of good angles. But there's one right here within reach that looks pretty interesting. Tell me what you think this is. So when you're looking for petroglyphs, you're looking for the black oxidized sides of these cliffs. Typically that's where they carve them in, because they carve the outer layer away that's dark, which allows the image to shine out much better. And typically, the more faded a petroglyph is, the older it is. And these are all super faded, but also they're exposed to a lot of elements. When you compare them to the ones in the alcoves that aren't exposed to a whole lot of rain at all, or even sun, those last a lot longer. Where these ones are kind of south facing, totally exposed. So they're gonna erode a lot faster. I'm not sure the GoPro can pick them up when they're that far away, but there's some handprints, squiggly lines, all kinds of mysterious imagery, which is the reason I like petroglyphs so much, because they're so mysterious. Let's see if we can find a better panel. Another panel up there, but it's really hard to get close to. More faded ones up here. And unfortunately, because people really do want to see these, but all of these images are in really inaccessible places where you kind of have to, well, inaccessible. You could climb to them, but you're going to run a high risk of touching them, which you cannot do. So this whole area looks like it's just scattered petroglyph panels all throughout this little canyon. And there's areas all over the place with a really high probability of them being, like this big black rock face up here. Odds are there's some images up there, but you'd have to scramble all the way through that to see if they were. And again, all these panels, like, I don't know what to do. I can't get close to them because I can't touch them. But you could climb to where they are to see them close. It's so tempting. I'm not gonna do it. Everywhere I touch and my feet are will be nowhere on a petroglyph. But the average person isn't gonna know any better or isn't gonna care. And they're just gonna scramble up these rocks, walk all over the images, not even knowing that they are, so that they can get a better view. So, I mean, at the very least, allow drones, because then you could get all kinds of great images without even worry about climbing anything. I don't know, but drones are loud. But then again, so are all these people, so. Presumably, there was way more here back when they were carved, and this shelf fell off. So all that remains is this little strip. Was there some good panels up there? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. So this is the end of the trail for Mouse's Tank in the Valley of the Fire State Park. It just ends at this stagnant pool of doom right here. Beautiful overlook. Now there's a splinter canyon that goes the opposite direction, but there's two big signs that say, do not go here. Well, they don't say do not go here, they just say the trail is this way. And this is the end of the trail. This is Mouse's Tank, a natural water basin. So the Mouse's Tank, really short hike, really soft sand, beautiful area. I mean, all these rocks in this canyon. But as far as petroglyphs go, they're not that impressive compared to some of the ones we've seen in Utah. These ones are very faint, very broken up when you compare them to some of the more weirdly mysterious ones in Utah that look like aliens. But it's still something gorgeous to see. I recommend it if you're in the area. All these little black strips have petroglyphs on them. They're super cool, but you're gonna need a telescopic lens to really zoom in on them and see them. Whereas some of the other panels that you can get really close to, like newspaper rock, for example, and there's hundreds more, you can really appreciate the images much better. And those other ones have way spookier images. Now these are still cool. I love petroglyphs, but they're harder to see, and the trail is completely unmarked. So you never know where they are. You literally just have to scan all the rocks as you're hiking. And even though I enjoy the scavenger hunt aspect to this, it would be nice if there were some actual markers to kind of help guide you to know where to look. So to sum it all up, if it's true that you are allowed to just free range hike and scramble over all these rocks looking for petroglyphs, this would be an amazing place to spend your entire day, just climbing through these rocks, looking for the harder to find petroglyphs way up high, because there is so many potential panels way back in there that are reachable if you're willing to scramble. Problem is, I don't know if you're allowed to scramble. It feels that way because that's what everyone's doing. It's just counterintuitive to anyone that spends time around petroglyphs and old areas. Typically, you're restricted to a very specific path so you don't disturb anything or break anything. But here, it's just wherever you want. There's no signs, there's no barriers, nothing. So if that's true, this would be an incredible area to spend a whole day just scrambling over all of these boulders up into those taller ones to see the panels up there, which I'm sure there are. But that'll have to be a trip for another time. Now that was a really fun experience. If you have an idea for an adventure that we should go on, please put it in the comments section. And if you're looking for some more adventure ideas, you can click one of these links and go to the page, because there's literally hundreds of other adventures going on there, and I hope to see you next time.